30 years ago, governments and donors joined hands to search for safe drinking water. An easy answer was found in groundwater, and millions of tube wells were sunk all over the country. 30 years later, instead of safe water, the tube wells poured out poison that quietly threatens to kill more than half the population of the country. The attempt to save thousands from diarrhea and cholera have exposed millions to risk. Tube wells are safe no more. Tube wells are safe no more. Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. Here, life goes on as usual. Just over 200 kilometers south of Dhaka is the noisy town of Borishal. Here too, life goes on as usual. Only 4 kilometers from here lie the quiet green village of Shapania. Beneath this quiet, a time bomb dangerously ticks away, while life goes on as usual. They have all been poisoned by arsenic. A little further down the road live the Shikdars. The Shikdar family and their neighbors drank from the same tube well for years. Today, 37 persons are condemned to die. Jahangir is the 10th member of the same family to die from arsenic poisoning.
The death of Jahangir was sudden, so most of the time...
Eventually Jahangir died, but what difference has it made to the conscience of people? You people come here to make us conscious, but you don't do anything remedial. What we need is remedy. If you can't ensure pure water for us, how can we survive? Give us water and save us. I'm afraid I have been affected by arsenic in the bone. I feel it biting inside me. I feel a nausea when I drink water, but I can't do without drinking water. The men complained of growing impotency as their bodies grew weak. This young man cannot find himself a wife. My son also died of the same disease. My little daughter has got scabies. The elder son got rashes from arsenic. He also died.
The initial features are warty lesions, shock to gota lesions over palms and soles.
Some effects of arsenic on human body. Nails fall out. Hands and feet harden. Skin show lesions. And cancer slowly kills from drinking tube well water. We talked to Dr. Shiptush Rai, in charge of arsenic program. He has been working with arsenic patients for years. He is a witness to their social suffering. People believed it was contagious. No one would enter our house without sandals, thinking they would get contaminated. Abul Bashar, a lonely, sad man who was working in a factory, has been sacked because his hands hardened. In Chapai Navganj, I met a young man who applied for a job with the police, who was refused only because he had marks on his body. I can't work, so my in-laws don't treat me well. They have fallen into increased poverty, spending money for doctors. They have incurred debts. It has taken a long time. Now they can hardly manage their meals. How can they afford money for doctors? I have come to my parents' house. My family is broken. All these women suffer from severe menstrual disorder. This is more than that of Benelux and England put together. How did it happen? Where did we fail? As far as I know, the world already knew about the possibilities of arsenic in groundwater as early as 1948. Many countries have suffered from this. Scientists and water providers must have known about this. If action had been taken accordingly, this tragedy of mass poisoning could have been avoided. Therefore, I think the water providing agencies should be blamed.
Here, the public health engineering has failed. Maybe from the national side, they were more worried about the bacteria, E. coli, diarrhea and cholera. But internationally, WHO and UNICEF do have a responsibility. So I feel that these organizations which are driven by certain activity or funding, like the local NGOs and international organizations like my organization, I mean, we should take some blame. I mean, people who are involved in drinking water supply, that at least we should have done certain sample tests, depending on whatever resources we have. Maybe 1 in 1,000, maybe 1 in 10,000, maybe 1 in 100,000. But we did not do it, still we are not doing. That is my concern.
How should these tests be done? Are field kits reliable?
দুটো modality আছে. One is atomic absorption spectrophotometer with hydrate vapor generator. আরেকটা হচ্ছে ICPS.
Apart from these two methods, there is none other, to my knowledge, that is presently accepted by World Health Organization. Kit method, visible spectroscopy, or voltammetry method do not qualify. Kits are not reliable, yet that is all our village scientists have. Tubers are not reliable, yet that is all we have. Even deep wells are contaminated, say experts. People die from want of food. People die from want of clothes. But to die without drinking water, this is not acceptable. The story just begins to unfold. To provide people with drinking water, with foreign technology, experts are removing arsenic from water. We visited one such arsenic removal plant. We found the sludge is deposited in this reservoir. The wastewater is disposed into the river, and the sludge is used to repair roads. Our environment is in danger. Latest BTS report confirms, apart from arsenic, the presence of high level of barium, boron, fluoride, manganese, uranium, and other trace elements hazardous to life in our groundwater. Water is pumped indiscriminately. Water table sinks unable to replenish itself. The arsenic flows into the paddy fields, into vegetation, into our rivers, contaminating our only safe option, surface water. It is no longer poison in drinking water, but poison everywhere. Poison that has the potential to create havoc in the environment and destroy the ecosystem. Whose failure is this? His? Hers? The villagers? Is it not mine? Yours? Is it not a failure of the entire human civilization? Surely, this shameful failure does not belong just to Bangladesh. It is also a failure of the world of nations that worked for safe water. Why us? Why us? What did we do to deserve this? Parul's cry of desperation can pierce through hearts and boundaries. Will there be a Shikdar family in 6 months' time? The answer may be it is too late. But it is not too late for all. People need safe water now, not tomorrow. The distressed need hope and care now. They have no tomorrow. There is water. There is hope. Bangladesh is one of the richest in surface water resources. At the current level of population, there is an acre of surface water per 8 persons. The little people of Koleshgram have given up waiting for something to happen. 50 people, worn out from slow poisoning, gather together and decide to act. They get down into the pond and begin to dredge and clean. It begins to rain. The people are eager to preserve the tears of joy. The people of Koleshgram have begun to collect raindrops like their ancestors did. A movement has begun in the coastal belt to preserve pond water for drinking. Broti filter, based on the principles of pond sand filtration, filters the pond water, making it safe to drink. There is hope that abundantly preserved rainwater will one day recharge the water table. People will dredge canals, preserve their rivers, and clean and manage their own water resources. This is one case in one village. Bangladesh has 68,000 villages, and every village needs at least one such safe water pond. This is a colossal challenge. Broti has taken one small step. It has adopted a village. You can adopt a pond. Bangladesh is a land of water. Water, the most generous of all gifts from nature. With gratefulness, let us embrace this gift from nature. Let us preserve it and use it for the benefit of mankind and the environment.